I've recently been hanging out with some serious AI power users, and they're thinking about AI completely differently than most people. These AI first users are ignoring the hype and quietly replacing themselves, building systems to handle all of their recurring work. I've organized the best of what I've learned into 3 main categories that you can use to multiply your output while working less on routine tasks. First, we're going to be talking about recent AI agent breakthroughs and how they can be used to organize your entire workspace, how they can be used to create process documents that they can follow, and probably most importantly, what should not be going to agents. That alone can save you many days of frustration. Second, we'll look at how you can use AI to build personal scripts and how these personal scripts can outperform AI agents in many tasks. I'll give you 3 real-world examples of these that you can steal. Third is the magic bullet, and while it's not easy, it is truly the number one key to fully replacing yourself. I'll walk you through that to the best of my ability. So let's start with some of these new AI agent capabilities and how they're really changing the way that we work with these AI models. Every major player has rolled out these new capabilities, from Gemini to Claude to ChatGPT. You can see right here in Gmail, you can access not only Gemini, but all of your different gems, which you can effectively kick off all sorts of different workflows directly here from your inbox. But probably the most impressive is Claude's Cowork. And what Claude's Cowork is the ability to use Claude Code for a knowledge worker, for things that are not coding related. And in a nutshell, it really enables you to access your files, update your files, move files around. You might have seen the demo where they asked Claude to, hey, clean up my desktop. But what they don't get into is how important that really is. Having a clean, clear workspace is critical for, delegating anybody. So if you think about, hiring a new person and handing them a huge stack of messy files versus a completely organized bunch of files, they're going to be a lot more effective with that organized bunch of files. So that's one of the first steps that I'm seeing some of these power users do, is setting up their workspace in a way that follows these best practices of context engineering. Context engineering is a term, if you're not familiar, that coders use to make sure that they're giving the AI models the exact right amount of information at the right time. And for that, I'm jumping into the cheat sheet. I make a cheat sheet like this for every single video that I create. There are now over 170 of these available to anybody who joins my Patreon. There's a link in the description if you're interested in that. We're going to start with this prompt here that will help me to organize my Notion account in the according to context engineering best practices. Now, you can swap this out for Google Drive or, many other things, Azure, but I think most people are either using Notion or Google Drive. I'm going to copy and paste this just right here into Claude, and we want to make sure that we have our connectors. You see my Notion is connected here. I also have my Google Drive connected here, and we're going to let that run. And it has run for, 10 minutes, gone through all of my Notion. It's got a great feel for everything that's going on in there, and it has generated this 7-page document of how to convert my messy Notion into a context engineered workspace that the AI can easily access. It talks about how some of my personal and business stuff is all mixed together in there. And it really talks about creating an AI context hub page for AI to access going forward. So anytime there's a new model that rolls out or an update, the AI can just hop in there, and that's basically like a table of contents the AI can follow to find different things in my Notion or in my Google Drive. So I'm telling it, let's create the AI Context Hub page. This is very similar for building software. People are using these different files that really just tell the AI, hey, here's what the whole code base is about, so it knows how to get to work very quickly. We're doing the same thing for my personal workspace, for my, knowledge work here. It's not only created this page, but to my surprise, it's also created several of these sub pages here: the personal context, business context, brand Bible, current focus, and it's one step ahead of me here with these key processes that we'll be getting to here in a second. You can do the same thing inside of Gemini if you use Google Drive, just switching that prompt to say Google Drive instead of Notion, and it's come up with some fairly similar ideas here. This is the tip of the iceberg as we begin to morph all of our files into something that not only we can read and use, but something that the AI can use. There's a lot more to this that I've dug into in other videos, but there's a few different layers of your personal context that you want to think about. There's your active projects, ongoing responsibilities, reference resources, and archives. This is a framework for how you might want to morph all of your files into something that can be highly organized and utilized not only by yourself, but any different AI that comes to market down the road. And now that the AI has a feel for our workspace, the next step is to give the AI a feel for the processes that we do on a daily basis. And that used to be a ton of manual work, but now that it has access to all these different files, we can use prompts like this one to get it to start to generate these process documents in the way that these LLMs can use them most effectively. Let's drop this one in next. This is so awesome because, as you might imagine, I've thought a lot about this stuff, but the AI is now shedding a lot of new light on these different processes that I do each week. It's given us a list of ideas, and it's given us recommendations. And again, it's one step ahead of me here while it's prioritizing things that AI can do versus things that might be harder to automate, such as recording this video. So I'm picking one here, just saying, let's start with this weekly reset checklist. Can you put this in the subfolder you recently created? You want to make sure that you know where it's putting stuff inside of Notion and it's not just throwing stuff everywhere and making a bigger mess of your Notion. So moving forward, we can just tell Claude, hey, let's do my weekly reset checklist. There's a process in Notion. Or we might create another page that has a list of all of our processes and just tell Claude, hey, take a look at that page and let's start to work on any of the processes we need to do for that day. Claude Cowork is available in the Claude app, and it allows you to really take this to the next level and fully automate these things and move into automations that control your browser and do a ton more. And I'm going to create a bunch more videos on that, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. You'll notice on that list of processes that it just returned that it's getting pretty good at understanding what types of things it's good at and what types of things it's not great at. This is one of the common stumbling blocks that people I coach run into quite a bit, is they want to use the LLM for everything, but oftentimes creating a little script or a little piece of personal code is a much better way to go. These are often things that are highly repetitive, that follow a certain logic and don't really require this nuanced understanding of language. Oftentimes these are things that involve spreadsheets, budgeting, forecasting, numeric type of operations, but you can be surprised there may be other things that can be helpful as well. So let's copy this prompt in and see what it returns. This is really unbelievable because it's pulling up things that I hadn't thought of but make total sense. Cleaning up my desktop on a weekly basis. This Patreon to MailChimp deduplication process that requires some manual work. This scorecard red flag monitor. These are all manual things that are hidden deep in my Notion that it's telling me, hey, we can create these really cool scripts for. Another major area where I see people using these scripts is in social media, because these AI models don't have access to many of these social media feeds in the way that we might want. This is a little simple piece of software that I built that tracks everything going on X. It's really hard for me to keep up with all that stuff. So I have this set up to just fetch things that have happened either, since the last time we checked, the last 24 hours or the last week. And then it creates these nice summary docs with key highlights and some of the most viral tweets from the folks that I'm specifically following. There's a prompt right here that can help you get started building something like that. Another place these personal scripts really shine is building any sort of a dashboard. I have built an analytics dashboard for my Patreon engagement that is probably the tool that I use more than any others. You can think about building these for just surfacing the most important website traffic to you or different social media engagement metrics. These are the areas I've seen people really struggle. They're trying to use an LLM to do stuff that really just a simple piece of software would be better at. Another one is expense tracking, any type of budgeting and forecasting, keeping track of lots of numeric information. I'd put building simple websites in this category as well. These models are so good at creating something simple. You don't need any fancy tool. Gemini, Claude, ChatGPT, they can all do this using prompts like this. Here's one at ancientwisdom.blog that I built. This is a passion project of mine, Ancient Wisdom, Timeless Teachings for Modern Life. This is a blog that actually writes itself. I'll link to a video of how you can make one of these right here, so check that out. So we've covered the new AI agent capabilities. We've covered different scripts and personal pieces of code, but now I want to get into something that hardly anybody's talking about. And this is finding junior level people and training them with AI capabilities. So if there's something you still can't automate, for sure you can find somebody a junior level person and train them on how to use AI to automate that specific thing. Now, like I said at the beginning, this isn't easy, but this is the true way to unlock the full capabilities of these tools, along with really fully replacing yourself as much as possible. I'm grabbing this prompt and pulling that right into that same chat string. And basically this just says, hey, now that you've got a feel for all of my workspace and all of my processes and things that maybe we should build scripts on, what are some things that an AI-enabled junior level worker can do to automate my life and replace what I do on a day-to-day basis? The irony is there are a lot of young folks looking for work out there and excited about this technology, and taking them under your wing can really be a way to scale all of the knowledge that you have about these AI tools. There's research study after research study that tells us taking a junior level person to an expert level is the #1 use case for these tools. And these are the types of things that we dive deep into on my group coaching. I've got some options for that in the Patreon as well. Here's a few of the different stages that they go through, basic AI proficiency, workflow integration. So this is, your basic prompts, then, chaining prompts and connecting different tools to being able to then improve different processes, and then, autonomous operation where they're getting better at this stuff than you could ever imagine. There's a ton we didn't get into this cheat sheet. This is a 30-page cheat sheet with a lot of stuff. This is available in my Patreon. There's a link in the description there. Again, check out some of the group coaching if you want to dive deeper into this. Next, I've got a video all about how to use these tools to gain massive efficiencies with project management. Check that video out next. I'll see you over there.
Make your dream